this is a question from a sophomore at Yale. Given your experience in recruiting, what is your decision process in evaluating candidates?
I think it's probably, and it's a question I get a lot, it's a good question. I think it's, unfortunately, there's not a magic kind of answer. I think it's all of the things you would expect. People kind of need to have pretty good, strong academic profile, with good grades and things of that nature. I think it's also kind of professional experience of some form, and it's, as you mentioned earlier, it can be hard to find an internship or get an internship. It sounds a little bit like catch-22 of, oh, you need experience to get the internship, but you need the internship to get experience. How to do that? But ultimately, I think people who are successful do have some level of experience. And lastly, it's just kind of involvement or interest or doing other things. Yeah. I think the biggest way people differentiate themselves are by being known before the resume deadline, before they submit their application. Yeah. Ultimately, we would get 300 or so applications from Columbia alone, and we would give 20 or so first round interviews, and 5 or 6 of them would ultimately get internship offers. And so those numbers sound daunting, but ultimately, you see 300 resumes and 275 of them have good grades, have experience, and have, some sort of other activities or leadership or whatever. And so the way that people really differentiate is by having taken the time to network, having taken the time to meet people, and then having somebody who's in that room looking at the resume say, oh, I met this person, I like them, I think they'd be a good fit for the firm, because that's ultimately what you're trying to assess when you go to do the interview. And so if you get a preview of that and think they're going to show well in the interview, then you're more likely to kind of pass it through.